So tell us about your athlete programs.
Well, I have a couple of different athlete programs. The first is for my student athletes, and those are anybody that's in a school-sponsored or club-sponsored sport that's still in high school or younger. So I work with students that are anywhere from the ages of about 6 is my youngest, all the way to 18 or 19 until they graduate. Then once they graduate, they can move into the adult athlete programs, and that is a program that is intended for anybody that's in either a regular fitness program or physically active in some way, whether it's an active job or even training for athletic events such as marathons, triathlons, and things like that.
So what are some examples of some children that you helped?
Sure. I work with a lot of kids that are involved in club sports and they're playing sports year-round. And anymore, the way the sports systems work, a lot of times you have to be involved in something year-round if you want to play for your high school team or if you want to take that next level. So I've worked with a lot of people that have repetitive motion type injuries. So our volleyball players that are constantly using their rotator cuff in their shoulder start to notice tension in their neck, shoulder. Sometimes they have headaches that come from that, or just tension and limited range of motion. Also, people that are spending a lot of time running. So I'm working with a lot of soccer players and actual runners or triathletes, even students that are distance runners. They're having a lot of hamstring issues or quad issues, starting to notice some knee issues from being pulled on those joints and ligaments. So those are some examples, common examples, softball, basketball, and baseball players, lots of people I work with.
So you also get a lot of referrals from medical professionals?
I do. I work with a lot of medical professionals that maybe do coordinating services that work really well together. So example, I get a lot of referrals from chiropractors. They work on the structure of the body but not the muscles of the body. And if the muscles aren't supporting the structure that they have put back into alignment, then it's going to come right back out of alignment. So we do notice that clients in general see a better benefit from utilizing both services together. I also get referrals from PTs because a lot of times physical therapists will work with a patient, athlete, or just a client in general to correct a muscular imbalance, but they're not necessarily softening the muscle tissue and keeping those muscles relaxed or in a state of flexibility. They're working on correcting muscular imbalances in the body, so they find that utilizing the massage with that helps, again, benefit the client overall.
So for those adult athletes that have an event coming up, how can you help them if they get injured?
So what we really want to do with them is I see a lot of endurance athletes, people that are doing marathons, triathlons, things like that, Ironmans. I see a lot of them after they start to notice that they're having some issues. So once they are actually having an issue, maybe it's a tight muscle here or they're getting a pulling pain somewhere, we can get them in and work on that specific area and areas that are affected by that. And then we can help to ease that up. But ultimately, the athlete programs are developed so that from there you can kind of maintain good muscular health, and that ultimately will help prevent injury from actually happening. It will make the body a little bit more flexible to stress, a little bit more ability to adapt, if you will, and so the goal is to actually prevent an injury from becoming so significant that they won't be able to compete in their event. So ongoing massage therapy throughout a training program, if you do have a big event coming up, is a huge factor. Also can improve performance at the end of the day.
A large part of your treatment plan involves educating your clients, correct?
It does, actually, because without the client fully understanding what exactly is going on in their body, it limits their ability to actually identify it and treat it before it becomes an ongoing issue. So when I'm working with clients, if I notice that there's an area of tightness or we're working on a specific issue, if there's something that I can do to educate them on why that issue occurred, it helps them ultimately prevent that recurring motion that's causing it again. So as an example, a runner might have tight hamstrings because they're leaning forward too much when they're running. So maybe adjusting their running posture can help prevent the tightness in the hamstring that is causing an ongoing issue for them. So it also helps them go back to their other trainers and providers, whether that be chiropractor, physical therapist, running coach, all those of the sort, and talk to them about how they can correct the issue outside of what I can do for them here on the table.
So how do your consultation plans work?
I don't charge for consultation, so if anybody ever has a question about an injury or something they're experiencing, I'm always available by phone to talk to them. I am by appointment only, so they would have to contact me if they wanted to actually come in and see me for a consultation. We would have to arrange a time to do that. However, it's frequently hard for me to actually identify something that's going on without working on a client. So a lot of times I won't give a recommendation until I've actually worked on a client. What I can do is listen to their complaint and let them know things that it sounds like it could be, and if that is or isn't something that I could address through massage therapy.
So what's the best way to contact you?
I have multiple ways you can contact me. I do have a Facebook page at Bodyworks Wellness Studio on Facebook. You can reach me through phone. You can actually text me to my business number. You can email me, or I do have an online scheduling system.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
This is Melania Abeck reporting for Abeck's Community News, Perrysburg.
Thank you for coming on board as a student sponsor. What are your thoughts on this program?
We are really involved in the community, and we love sponsoring youth that want to get more involved in careers. So thank you for doing what you do for us.
What other activities are you involved with the community?
We're involved with Perrysburg Rotary, Perrysburg Chamber of Commerce. We also serve on boards for the YMCA of Greater Toledo, Mobile Meals of Toledo, as well as the Boys and Girls Club of Toledo, and we serve all of those on a regular basis. We do volunteer programs with all of them and just really support the programs that they offer in our community.
Thank you for being our sponsor.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for becoming a student sponsor.
Oh, it's our pleasure, Melina. I think it's great that you guys, as students and younger people, are involved with this and help facilitate it.
What other community events are you involved in?
Well, we like to spend time and give back through the United Way, through Toys for Tots. We often will do at least once a year, like a food drive or food pantry drive, a diaper drive. At least once a quarter, we'll try to give back in one way or another.
Thank you so much for all you do for the community.
Oh, it's our pleasure, Melina.
Thank you so much for coming on board as a student sponsor, and what are your thoughts on this program?
You're welcome, and I think it's great that you get a chance to learn about journalism this way. That's why we sponsor.
What other community activities are you involved in?
We're involved very much in the local activities. We support all the Chamber of Commerces. We're involved in all the schools around us. We support a lot of teams, sport teams. Usually, if there is a patient of mine that needs something and if they're involved, they're passionate about something, I become passionate about it. So we do a lot of that. We also donate free orthodontic treatment to people who can't afford it on a per need case basis.
Well, thank you so much for all you do for the community.
You're welcome. I'm part of it. It's my pleasure. We are all the same community.